Well, if the coronavirus crisis wasn't enough, black fungus is wreaking havoc in the country. Delhi Health Minister Satyendra Jain confirmed that approximately 200 cases of black fungus have been reported in the national capital. The Delhi High Court has also asked the centre to import this antifungal drug called amphotericin B that's used to treat this infection. According to the central government's data, there were a total of 7,251 cases of black fungus as on the 19th of May. With the deadly infection spreading fast, the Health Ministry on Thursday had also written to states asking them to declare black fungus a notified disease. Rajasthan, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Telangana and Punjab have already done so, while the situation in other states is worsening. In Maharashtra, 90 people have already succumbed to complications because of black fungus. In UP, more than 100 cases and 9 deaths have been reported due to this infection. Meanwhile, Jammu and Kashmir reported its first case of black fungus, while Goa reported its first death due to this infection.
साथियों, हमारी इस लड़ाई में अभी इन दिनों ब्लैक फंगस की एक और नई चुनौती भी सामने आई है। इससे निपटने के लिए जरूरी सावधानी और व्यवस्था पर ध्यान देना जरूरी है।
आजकल ब्लैक फंगस के बारे में बहुत चर्चा है और इसके केसेस भी जो है देश में स्थान स्थान पर आ रहे हैं। उसकी दवाई का प्रोडक्शन, उसकी उपलब्धता को भी रैंप अप करने के लिए डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ फार्मास्यूटिकल्स, ड्रग कंट्रोलर, उनकी तरफ से भी विशेष प्रयास हो रहे हैं। डायबिटीज का ट्रीटमेंट और स्टेरॉइड्स का इनडिस्क्रिमिनेट यूज, इसके बारे में भी अपने अपने स्टेट्स में, अपनी अपनी यूनियन टेरिटरीज में जो भी डॉक्टरों के माध्यम से और जो लोग ट्रीटमेंट कर रहे हैं हमारे साथी, उन तक ये बात हाईलाइट होनी चाहिए।
परसों तक 197 केसेस दिल्ली में एडमिटेड थे, सभी अस्पतालों में मिलाकर। और 197 में दिल्ली के पेशेंट भी थे, दिल्ली से बाहर के पेशेंट भी थे। इसकी जो दवाई है, उस दवाई के लिए केंद्र सरकार ने उसको कंट्रोल किया है। केंद्र सरकार सबको कोटे के हिसाब से दे रही है। दिल्ली को अभी उन्होंने 2000 के लिए कहा है देने के लिए। जैसी चीज मिलेगी हम अस्पतालों को दे रहे हैं, हॉस्पिटल्स को दे रहे हैं। ये प्राइवेट में, घरों में इसका इलाज नहीं हो सकता है, तो एडमिटेड पेशेंट का ये इलाज होगा, उनको हम दे रहे हैं।
राजस्थान में हमने कोविड-19 को महामारी घोषित किया हुआ है। उसी के अंतर्गत ब्लैक फंगस के जो केसेस ज़्यादा आ रहे हैं स्टेट के अंदर, तो हमने राजस्थान महामारी अधिनियम 2020 की धारा 3 और सपठित धारा 4 की उपधारा के अंतर्गत ब्लैक फंगस को भी संपूर्ण राजस्थान में महामारी तथा नोटिफाइबल डिजीज घोषित किया है। इसकी जो दवा है एमपी एम्फोटेरिसिन, उसको भी अपने अंडर में ले लिया, अधिकृत कर लिया है। तो हम अपने राज्य के जो ब्लैक फंगस के केसेस हैं उसके मुताबिक हमने अपना डिमांड उनको भेजा है।
अभी तक ब्लैक फंगस के 226 मामले सामने आए हैं। हमने इसके लिए सभी मेडिकल कॉलेजेस में 20-20 बेड के वार्ड रिजर्व किए हैं। दवाई भी हम अरेंज करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं, उसमें थोड़ी कठिनाई है। हिंदुस्तान से जितनी हमें मिल रही है हमने ली है, और हमने उसको इंपोर्ट करने का भी फैसला लिया है कि हम बाहर से भी मंगवाएंगे।
Anisha Mathur is getting us more details on that story. Anisha, an idea about what the Delhi government now intends to do, given the fact that the cases are increasing and there is a shortage of medicines. The centre is also saying we are allowing other pharmaceutical companies to manufacture now this medicine that is used to treat black fungus.
Well, yes, Delhi government yesterday had announced that 3 government hospitals, the LNJP, GTB and Rajiv Gandhi Hospital, will be designated as treatment centers for this particular disease. The government of the state is also trying to source more medication. Amphotericin B, of course, is something that is not very readily available in the markets, because this disease, black fungus, while it has been around for decades, it has always been a very rare disease. We've been speaking to doctors for the last couple of days who've all said that it is an unprecedented surge in cases, and that is why the centre has also said that they are going to consider allowing more companies to manufacture this particular medication. But at the moment, distribution of amphotericin B in Delhi at least is only through the designated committee that is headed by the ENT head at MAMC hospital. All the hospitals which have any black fungus patients have to contact this committee. This is a disease that cannot be treated at home. Anyone who has any symptoms of black fungus must necessarily go to the hospital because it requires surgical debridement and intravenous medication, that is amphotericin B. So advisories have also been sent out by the government that people need to be careful, particularly those who are diabetic, pre-diabetic, or those who have cancer. They need to be very careful if they've had COVID and have had steroid treatment. So all of these things the government is trying to publicize, the government is trying to raise awareness, and they are trying to now also source medication. Back to you.
Nisha, thanks for getting us up to speed with those developments. Nisha Mathur from Delhi. Guidelines for early detection and prevention of orbital mucormycosis has been issued by the Indian Council of Medical Research. I explain what needs to be done to identify patients who are high risk, what the guidelines for the ophthalmologist are, and what really should be the advice to the patient and caregiver for early detection. Well, here is the advice to the patient and caregiver for early detection of mucormycosis. Be alert if abnormal black discharge or crust of blood from nose is seen. Nasal blockage is reported. Headache or eye pain is being seen, or swelling around the eyes, double vision, redness of eye, loss of vision, difficulty in closing the eye, inability to open the eye, prominence of eye, facial numbness or tingling sensation, difficulty in chewing or opening of mouth is being seen. There should be regular self-examination, a full face examination in daylight for facial swelling, especially around the nose, cheek and around the eye, or black discoloration, hardening and pain on touch, or loosening of teeth, black areas and swelling inside the mouth, palate, teeth or nose, which is oral and nasal examination using torchlight as far as possible as you can see. If you sense something is amiss, then ensure immediate consultation with the ENT doctor or treating doctor in case of any abnormal findings. Regular treatment and follow-ups as advised, and strict control and monitoring of blood sugar in diabetics must be done. Regular medications and follow-up for other comorbidities. No self-medications with steroids or antibiotics or antifungal drugs. MRI CT with contrast. Paranasal sinuses in orbit if needed, on doctor's advice only. With more and more black fungus cases being reported, antifungal drug amphotericin B seems to be now in short supply. The drug is out of stock in most pharmacies. Most states have floated tenders to procure the injection. India too is ramping up production of this medicine, but the shortage has only added to the woes of those who are suffering from black fungus.
A dangerous rash, a rash that disfigures faces, can maim or even kill people. India is reporting rising incidence of mucormycosis or black fungus infection among COVID patients. A consequence of steroids that reduce immunity and increase blood sugar levels in critical coronavirus cases, more so in chronic diabetes.
डायबिटीज़ जिसको भी है वो अपना कंट्रोल में रखे, वो वैसे भी अच्छा है, कोविड या नॉन कोविड। अगर हम इरेशनल यूज़ ऑफ स्टेरॉइड्स करते हैं, टाइम से पहले देते हैं, टाइम से ज़्यादा देते हैं, फालतू में देते हैं, डोज ज़्यादा देते हैं, तो ये समस्या खड़ी हो सकती है, होती है।
And the drug that treats this potentially fatal infection has flown off the shelves. The injection is out of stock in various medical stores across Uttar Pradesh. No active data of black fungus is available from the state, but pharmacies are reporting a spike in demand for the drug.
अब दवा एक ऐसी चीज है कि ये दवा की इतनी सेल ही नहीं थी, उससे 100 टाइम इसकी सेल एकदम से बढ़ी, तो अब कंपनियों से रिक्वेस्ट की गई कि इसको जल्दी से जल्दी।
In the meantime, the state government has formed a 12-member team to deal with the black fungus challenge and normalize drug supplies. This man in Madhya Pradesh has been looking for the antifungal injection for his mother since May 13, but without success.
मुझे डॉक्टर ने बोला है कि आपको कम से कम 20 से 30 इंजेक्शन लगेंगे और इंजेक्शन की कीमत भी 8,000 रुपये है, कोई कम कीमत नहीं है। तो उसको ढूंढते ढूंढते सर मैं तो परेशान हो गया हूँ। अब उसकी कोई समझ में नहीं आ रहा कि क्या करें, मिल ही नहीं रहा है। पूरे भोपाल में ढूंढ लिया, इंदौर में तक पता कर लिया, ग्वालियर में पता कर लिया, पर कोई अवेलेबिलिटी के बारे में कोई जानकारी ही नहीं मिल रही है इसकी।
Faced with shortages, the state government has sought 24,000 doses from the centre and sourced 2,000 from the drug makers. In India, Bharat Serums and Vaccine, Wockhardt, Abbott Healthcare, United Biotech and Cipla are the major manufacturers of amphotericin B, which costs between 4,500 and 12,000 per injection. The centre has supplied 1 lakh vials to states to jack up supplies. Imports are also being explored. Maharashtra has floated tenders for 1 lakh injections. And Gujarat is reaching out to private companies to meet demands.
ऑनरेबल प्राइम मिनिस्टर ने देश के उन डॉक्टरों से जो कि इंटीरियर एरियाज में, रूरल एरियाज में और 2 टियर और 3 टियर टाउन्स में काम कर रहे हैं, बोथ कोविड और नॉन कोविड सर्विसेज प्रोवाइड कर रहे हैं, उनसे भी इंटरेक्शन किया। उनसे रिक्वेस्ट भी की है कि म्यूकर माइकोसिस जो कि एक नई समस्या के रूप में उभर कर आ रहा है, उसके बारे में अवेयरनेस स्प्रेड करें, पर्टिकुलरली 2 टियर एंड 2-3 टियर टाउन्स में भी।
For now, though, shortages persist even in the national capital.
We are looking for a reality check at the RML hospital medicine shops that are these medicines available or not. We are talking to a few of the medicine shop owners. आपके पास क्या है एम्फोटेरिसिन बी का क्या सिचुएशन है? एक भी शॉप है, सिंगल है, नहीं है, बताया आपको 1 हफ्ते से नहीं आ रही। So what they are telling that these medicines, which are in fact antifungal medicines and are very important in the context of the black fungal disease, these medicines are now out of stock.
The financial capital in Maharashtra is also impacted by black fungus and shortfalls of amphotericin B.
मेडिकल केयर सप्लायर्स जो हैं उनको कंपनियां चूँकि पहले इतना ज़्यादा डिमांड नहीं था तो उतनी मैन्युफैक्चरिंग हो नहीं रही थी। अभी इस इंजेक्शन का ऑल ऑफ सडन लगभग सभी हॉस्पिटल्स में, आईसीयू हॉस्पिटल्स में इसका डिमांड है और उनके रिक्वायरमेंट डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर्स को आ रहे हैं, जिसके हिसाब से पहले मैन्युफैक्चरिंग है नहीं, इसके लिए अभी वो गुड्स मार्केट में शॉर्ट हो गया है।
An infection that has added to the woes of recovering coronavirus patients.
When asked, the top experts of the government have said that they don't have a full-scale data on the number of cases of black fungus being reported in the country. But they did say that it's not an outbreak yet, although the number of cases are large. But states have already pressed the panic button to say that there's a shortage of the drug that treats black fungus, which is also leading to mortality in many cases across the country. Milan Sharma for India Today.
Well, Rajdeep Sardesai spoke to doctors in the black fungus outbreak in India and the symptoms to watch out for.
I think at the outset we need to in some way demystify black fungus. Can you demystify it for us? What exactly is it? What are the symptoms that we should be looking out for, and why has it raised its head in COVID times?
So, fungal infections like this are not something that we have unheard of or unaware of. We know of infections like this due to mold infections in vulnerable hosts, which includes diabetics who are poorly controlled with very high sugars and kidney failure. And also another set would be those who are undergoing severe cancer treatment, especially hematological cancers and solid organ transplants and things like that. Outside of that, outside of these 3 groups of patients, it's fairly rare. It's something that can affect any part of the body. The typical presentation which we are talking about in this is involvement of the sinuses and spreading to the eyes, possibly to the palate and the dental areas, and upwards into the brain and the supportive structures over there. Obviously, it's something that does not respect any anatomical boundaries. It can progress very fast, and it is catastrophic and fatal if not picked up early. And many times it can be misdiagnosed as simple sinusitis or something very innocuous in the early stages at least.
But Dr. Subramaniam, I just want to understand why now. The question that many are worried, is it directly linked to the fact that because of the explosion in COVID 2.0 cases, that those who are diabetic, have not controlled their sugar levels, or possibly because of unhygienic conditions that they may be living in or they may be operated upon, are prone to it?
See, I will argue it this way. Everybody keeps saying the sugar levels are very poor and the steroid use is really rampant. I would argue that COVID 1.0 involved older people who are more likely to be diabetic and had high sugars and more liable to have weak immune systems and were also receiving high steroids. But we didn't see so much mucormycosis after round 1. So the question is, what changed? See, the important thing is, while vulnerability is one thing, without the pathogen, you can't get a disease. See, for example, you could have all the risk factors. But if you're living in a country like, say, Iceland, you're not going to get TB. It doesn't matter how much risk factors you have because you don't have the pathogen in that country. So the question is, what changed? So obviously, the fungus has entered the equation in this round, and we need to ask ourselves epidemiologically what we did wrong. Obviously, risk factors are important. Not controlling blood sugars and excessive use of steroids and other powerful drugs like tocilizumab have a part to play. But obviously, without the fungus itself, there is no way this could have happened. And I think the question of how did the fungus get into the system is most important and not being asked.
Critically, it is through the nose that black fungus enters the body system. Now, as suggested by Dr. Subramaniam, there is the main reason is prolonged unhygienic oxygen delivery in a sense to patients. Possibly also some are suggesting with indiscriminate use of steroids. What's your sense? Why has black fungus entered? And can you give our viewers a sense of what are the symptoms to look out for?
So, like Dr. Subramaniam has said, it's not a new disease. And it is always a combination of factors which leads the patients to develop the symptoms. Now, studies have shown a lot of healthy individuals may harbor fungus in their nostrils, but the fungus starts invading the system only after the immunity drops. So, it's a combination of, high dose of steroids, high blood sugars, especially once the patient is discharged from the hospital, where there is poor follow-up. Initial symptoms may be many minor. It can be nose block, it can be watering of the nose, it can be a facial pain, a dental pain, which the patient may ignore. Thus, we need to keep our antennas up. We need to keep a very high degree of suspicion when we are seeing patients who are post-COVID, especially in the first 60 days, is what we need to be on a high alert, especially if the patient has received prolonged oxygen use, high dose of steroids, or ventilator.
But would you say, Dr. Modi, that it is linked, therefore, to prolonged unhygienic oxygen delivery more than possible indiscriminate use of steroids, or it's a combination of both?
So we are seeing this also in individuals who didn't receive a lot of oxygen, right? But unfortunately received steroids at home, unfortunately received very large doses of steroids. So it's multifactorial. I'm sure there is a part to be played by the oxygen too.
Okay.
But the high dose of steroids is something I think which also needs to be looked upon.
And you said a symptom was a nose block. Am I correct? An initial possible symptom?
It could be very non-specific. You will have a patient coming with a non-specific cold, some very low-grade pain. The patients would have had the symptoms for a few days, and then they would come. And it's not something, that we don't see like 20 times a day already. But in post-COVID patients is something that we need to be very alert because this could be early signs.
Okay. Let me also bring in Dr. Sujit Jha as an endocrinologist. Give us your sense, because there's a belief that those with diabetes and those who are unable to control their sugar levels are particularly vulnerable. Am I correct, Dr. Jha, that there is a direct relation between your failure to control sugar levels and black fungus?
So, Rathip, one thing we should get, these posts are around us. It's not new to us. We had diabetes in this country. Almost 1/3 or 10% have diabetes and 1/3 are vulnerable to diabetes. We always use steroids as well. We have not used the combination of COVID, nasal cannula, steroids and diabetes all in combination. So these fungus, our body is such an immune strong system that normally these fungus would not invade unless what we call is the immunocompromised. This is a word probably known to everyone now. You have solid cancer, very active cancer disease, or your HIV and AIDS. These things to invade only if you're vulnerable, which is literally quite immunocompromised after renal transplant, liver transplant. So by 20, 25, 30 years experience, you never used to see so much mucormycosis. It's not the talk of the town 6 months before.
No, so why is it happening? No, so just a minute, doctor. You're saying that Indians have, we are the diabetic capital of the world.
Correct.
We've always had diabetes, but we haven't had black fungus in such large numbers. You're saying it is linked to immunity levels falling post getting COVID. Am I correct?
It's a chronic diabetes precipitated, fueled by the heavy dose of steroids. That's making a diabetes high. That's making vulnerable fungus, and also the rampant use of antibiotics as well. We are using the combination of antibiotics, steroids, sustained over the period of time without the possible need. I'm not saying that diabetes patients should not receive steroids, because steroids is one of the most important treatment that what we have in cases of diabetes. But it must be used in a controlled fashion.
Sure.
And we had this fungus which has become more vulnerable because the sugar levels are high, and the COVID-19 will also immunocompromise your body, and the nasal cannula is precipitating with the background use of antibiotics.
Well, details of that report and much more up on our website too. That's indiatoday.in. You can also download the app. Thanks for watching.